Hello everyone, and welcome to the first of many tutorials of my site for project management, HeavyCivilHelper. So the first thing you'll see on my landing page is the main topics of discussion for this video. My software allows you to visualize RFIs, risks, and project issues right on an interactive GIS map. So what you'll see when you hop on the landing page is the Try Live demo feature, which will allow you to check out a sample project map, sample records, as well as a sample plan section and sample risk reports. However, our project management software actually does a lot more. So this is built for the way construction actually works. You have directives that are confusing from engineers. Engineers have to deal with project management teams and construction teams that are miscommunicating, having issues internally. Money is lost. And this is supposed to help bridge the gaps between those softwares the big guys have, like Procore, SIPO, etc., etc. Here's who the site is for. Now I'm going to jump right into my test account and show you guys what we can do. Now that we are in the test account, the first thing you will see once you log in, create an account, and subscribe is your project overview. You create your first project. You're now able to see your total records, the amount of open items you have, overdue items, as well as how many of each type. You're also able to go and invite other users in your organization if you have an organization sign up, or other users on the program to either view or edit projects with you so you can collaborate in real time. Now what we'll go to is the first thing we're going to show today, the project info tab. You are able to go and enter project details like an internal job number, a contract or PO number, the location of the job, as well as any overview you'd like to keep as a good way to summarize the project to anyone checking this out for the first time on your end. You're also able to put city or municipal reference numbers. I typically will put the city number. Let's say in this case it is R6767. You're also able to go and put municipal numbers for, let's say you have a Caltrans number or a Department of Transportation number. And lastly, what I like to put in number 3 is, depending on if you have a sweepy or not, you can put your waste discharge ID number. Also, to keep on hand, you are able to put extra parties involved. First of all, yourself as the prime contractor, or if you are the subcontractor, you can put yourself in the subcontractor category as well, and then make any changes you may need to as such. The next thing you can put in project info is the job location boundaries. If there are any odd parts of the project that need to be accounted for, you can add that there is a boundary for them, as well as any cross-road work. If you're doing signals, multiple signals, or potentially some loops at an intersection, you can add them as so. Also, I've already filled these in. You're able to put longitude and latitude and have that show up exactly where your project starts and stops on the GIS map. It will automatically calculate the center for you, but you can edit that if you'd like to as well. Now, jumping into the project map, you'll see there's quite a few options when you first get in here. You are able to, first of all, see all that test information you added right here. You have a bulky rotation bar if you need to add any custom rotations. Right here, if you wanted to see the runway from a better view, you're also able to control and pull and enter a zoom level or a custom degree level. Now what you'll see is I have a sample project laid out right here. What I am going to do is go to the top left right here where you can toggle map modules and turn them all off so we can see better. I like personally to keep map tools because project info and rotation are something I just do internally, and we should all probably know as project managers. And then you're able to go and add tools to your map. So if you have some that you don't use very often, you're able to deselect them. And then if you have some you do need to keep, you can keep them there as so. What you see is we have a few options. We have a records filter, allowing you to shift between RFIs, submittals, directive, and city change orders on what you're going to see on the screen, as well as drawing tools, location pins, custom pins, and shapes manager. First things first, I have a boundary down here, but let's go and add another one. Let's say we are set to work in the airport. You can come over here and check off one of 3 maps: a detailed map, the default map, which is black or white depending on the theme you choose for the app in settings. You're able to come here and add this boundary. Now, I'm going to put some creative liberty into this because it's a fake project we're making. But let's say you wanted to add a boundary that to show any stakeholders or anyone, we are between here and here. This can become a little repetitive when you have a separate tab for zones. So what I like to do is go and turn this off. Now, what we also are able to do are add custom zones. What I have here are 2 zones. Right here, I made this with the drawing tool down here to add a zone. And what I did is I went in here and added a zone for, let's say we are going to grind and cap right here. Let's say you also potentially could show this in a parking lot. And then I added traffic signal work by making a custom zone right here and then using it to map out exactly where we are working inside of. This can prove exceptionally useful if you want to separate landscaping from other work, or potentially keep things that are in another job or contract to their own. You can select a color and name it, and then you're able to go and pin it, unpin it, hide it, as well as edit it right here. You also have a few options in regards to lines. You're able to draw a line potentially for a job or segment start is what I like to use them for. If you have this as segment 3, and then you're doing a segment 1 and 2 down here as well, breaking your project up into multiple parts, you can add them as such and name them. And then what I like to do is show a start and stop, but you can also use it to demonstrate where stations are as well. Now, getting into custom pins as well as location pins. If I wanted to come and better visualize that right here is station, we will name it. Here we go. Job start. We'll name it station 10 and save it. Now you'll see it on the map. And what you can do is attach any files to this if you needed to add, let's say, a location pin for here is our yard, and then take a picture of potentially the gate code, or here is our project office. And then that way you're able to better communicate where everything is in proximity to your project as well. These are different than custom pins. Custom pins take you to this drop down. I made a handy dandy category, but you can also go and manage categories and add new ones. You add statuses to them, and then a closed status is almost always expected, but you can also name it anything else to trigger 100% completion. You also can add checklist items, like in the event that you are doing manhole covers, you know that you're going to have to do striping and or valve adjustment. You can add them as default checklist items. That means that your field guy or whoever is going to update and follow up on these will have to check those items off before the pin will be mapped out as complete and then archived. So if I wanted to create a new category, I'd come right here, name it, and then create category. However, I already added a manhole cover. So what you do is when you come and create a new custom pin, you can go in here and edit anything with a category. You can add a status to it. I like to put it as what's going on. That way when it's closed you know, and then name it as such as well. But you could also break it down more into detail and do categories of each. Categories of manholes, water valves, etc., etc. Then here's your checklist that you made. Now you're also able to see on the map exactly where it is as well. Here it is in our boundary. This one is currently archived, but you can add multiple locations as well. So if you wanted to come and add a second location in here, you can update it as so. And then come back to your project map. Here it is. You can open the pin detail. You see it's marked as 0 and it has 0 out of 1 check marks it needs. So if I was to come here and think, okay, there's a manhole cover right here, a manhole cover here, a manhole cover here, and we're doing 1,000 feet of RCP, you also are able to go and link pins together. You can select a pin, and you can select a second pin, and then put them together and map out a line. With that being said, I think that about wraps up this video for today. I hope you guys like my tool, and if you could see yourself using it or your organization using it, please feel free to check the site out at HeavyCivilHelper.com. Like and subscribe for more. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can email me at support@HeavyCivilHelper.com.